Um, and it basically can take all 3 shots and the recorded ones, and then like, sync them all up.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I mean, how do you guys usually do it for your shows?
Well, I'm just learning about this feature because I don't really have a background in video or anything.
Oh, okay.
So I've been doing that.
Oh, okay.
It works. I mean, it
Are
doesn't.
you guys
stop it.
using Premiere or?
I use Premiere.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know it like you know.
Oh, let me know then, dude. I'll show
Yeah.
you how to do it.
Yeah.
It's so easy. And then are you guys using multiple angles or just like 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah, so we do for our looping project we do 3 angles and then edit and post. Then for our streams we use OBS, and then we actually switch the cameras live with the Stream Deck. So we record. Basically, you can use OBS to record.
It's just onto your computer, right?
Basically, straight on your computer what it's projecting.
What's the highest resolution you guys usually stream up to?
It's set to 4K, but it doesn't look 4K for some reason. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet with it. But yeah, it's set to 4K to record. Streaming wise, I think we stream at like 720, but it has a function where auto corrects depending on the internet bandwidth at the time.
You need a pretty quick internet, huh?
Yeah.
But I think I've seen a lot of your streams. You guys, I mean, I feel like you got. Is it like a stationary setup where it just stays there? You guys don't move it or anything?
Yeah, pretty much. We use the same setup for multiple. Like I was producing there today. We do DJ sets there. We do our live looping stuff there. We have other things.
Oh,
we do that, so it's more of a flexible setup. But it's when we set up for the streams, it's pretty much the same every time.
So when you guys are producing there, are you guys like streaming while you're producing, or is that?
We haven't done that yet. I've done that before, and it's hard to engage people when you're kind of in the moment doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to stop and explain what you're doing and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't do it too often. I have done it before, but
I
might start up again. We'll see.
Yeah. How often have you guys been doing that for?
The stream. Let's see. That first one I think was in 2023, probably early 23.
Okay, so around like end of COVID time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I don't remember the month. I think it was like the spring, maybe March. I have to look back on our post, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm already recording anyway, so
right.
yeah. So I just first of all, just introduce. Like I like to artists introduce themselves so that people know who you are. Yeah. So
right
on.
Okay. Goodie Bags. I'm a producer and DJ based in Los Angeles. I make funky, groovy house, deep house, a little bit of UKG. It's kind of older, like more classic sounding UKG. And always, who knows? I'm always experimenting with new genres. So,
have you done other genres before?
I've done a little bit. I have like one Afro house tune. I've done some minimal, done some tech house. And then before I started with house, I was doing like neo soul and R&B and some hip hop. I was doing that way before, and actually still do a little bit of that. I work with this producer, L Train, out of the UK. So we've released a beat tape of his that I was featured on because I played trumpet as well. So I did some recording of trumpet for him. And then we released with this label called Chillhop. Which
no way! I know Chillhop so well. I love Chillhop. I listen to them almost every day, dude. Yeah. Damn. Okay. I didn't know you released on Chillhop.
Yeah. So we have a release on there. And then this past year released on this label Stereofox, which is based out of, I think, Manchester. I have to double check, but somewhere in England, in the UK. Yeah, really cool label too. Mostly R&B, kind of slower.
So for the Chillhop one, are you on like the fall essentials?
I think we have one song on there. So they were doing a different series at the time where they were releasing beat tapes for some producers. The producer L Train that I worked with released his own beat tape and featured me on 3 of his songs. So
how do you know L Train?
Kind of a weird story. He found me on Instagram. So I posted this video. That's another story, but I used to live in a van before the pandemic, so I did the whole van life thing when it was
this is by choice.
Yeah, this is by choice. Yes, by choice. Yeah, I just wanted to try it.
Okay. What kind of van? What kind of van?
It was like, those like Amazon tall panel vans, like the Mercedes vans.
Yeah, like almost the Sprinter ones?
Yeah, the Sprint, exactly. It was a Sprinter.
It was a Sprinter, okay.
Yeah. So I found this company that basically that's like kind of like U-Haul sort of, but they retire their fleet and then they sell them used.
Oh, okay.
So I bought one of those, converted it, lived out of it for a while.
Like you literally gutted it and then just put put a bed in there.
Put a bed in there, had like a whole kitchen setup in there, had like
That's
yeah,
kind of
put
cool,
solar panels on the
honestly.
roof. Yeah, it was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun for a while. I figured out how to get all my music stuff in there. So I made a video like playing one of my songs where I basically had you probably seen with like 3 different versions of myself next to each other, and then
Uh-huh.
I was like playing the 3 different instruments. And
That's
then he
cool, man.
commented on it and was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is cool." And then reached out for me. It was like, "Hey, would you want to play trumpet on my track?" And I was like, "Definitely." And
Okay,
that's
so
how we
you,
kind of got connected.
yeah. And then you guys, how many tracks have you guys made, or just was it just the one?
Probably a dozen at this point.
Okay.
He's done most of the production except so this last EP that we released on Stereofox, that was just me and him. We actually met in Rotterdam at
Mhm.
the Chillhop studios.
Oh, you got to
And
listen.
then yeah,
Yeah.
so I got to meet the Chillhop team. That's all super cool people. And then yeah, and then they had their own studio, so we recorded 5 songs in 2 days.
Oh,
And
damn.
over the course of
Okay.
the year, kind of went back and forth, made some tweaks, and then yeah, ended up releasing it last spring. So
Okay.
um,
So
yeah.
at least, I mean, because I think you do a wide. I've seen that you've seen it do a wide variety. You also recently had like a music video come out. Right?
Yeah, we did some short form content
Okay.
for my latest 3 releases, so that was super fun. I worked with a super talented photographer, videographer friend of mine that goes by Starwork.
Cool.
It's my friend Steven.
Yeah.
But we yeah, we did some shoots for had like 3 kind of new disco tracks
Hmm.
come out. So we did went to 3 different locations and did some shoots with the 2 vocalists on it and then myself.
Is it pretty common for you to create like, I guess, these like micro music videos for your tracks, or is this kind of like a
Um,
special project that you guys did?
yeah, to be honest, I haven't really done much of anything like that before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, maybe it'll become more of a thing. It was super
Mm.
fun.
It looked like it, honestly.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had one where we had like he like bought that special mount that like suction cups onto your
yeah.
anything. So we had it like suction cupped onto the windshield in the car,
Because the
and
camera's like
then
sticking out on the side.
yeah,
It's
sitting out
kinda,
the side.
yeah.
Then we were like kind of rapping or like
Like,
lip
yeah,
syncing
lip
to the
syncing into
camera.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so it was super fun. Then he had this vision for like, oh, we'll put you guys on a ladder and we'll get like LA in the background.
I remember
Fortunately, it
seeing
was
that one.
foggy that day,
Yeah.
so it's a little hard to see. But yeah, what can you do?
Yeah.
The weather.
So, I mean, was it mostly his vision, like idea, or did you kind of like, hey, oh, this is what I want, and
I
then
was
he
kind
kind
of
of,
like, yeah, I sent him the songs and I was like, yeah, these are kind of the ideas. I'm thinking like, we could do it, something at my house just because it's easy. And I have like this kind of like green wall in the back that I thought could be a cool background. So
yeah,
we started with that. And then he kind of came with me with some of the ideas that he had, like, oh, I really want to try this. I really want to try this. And I'm like, hey, I love these ideas.
yeah,
I was just thinking we would just lip sync to it like walking down the street or something super basic. But
super
he's like, no,
simple,
let's
easy.
do this. Putting it out the car. We'll drive slow down the street and then we'll go to get the park and like go put you guys up on a ladder. I was like, sounds good to me. Like,
Yeah, it looked
let's
great
do it.
too. This
Yeah.
looked like a very fun video too. Yeah,
It was super fun to shoot. Yeah.
yeah. I think that's really great because it does really kind of help you stand out in terms of like all the other releases. It's memorable, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was like one of the most memorable parts, like of like seeing your Instagram feed is like your music video.
Oh,
I
cool.
was like,
Okay.
yeah, it made me want to like, let me go check this song out real quick.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad that it worked as intended.
Yeah, no, it went really well. Yeah, I wanted to kind of like go a little bit back, kind of into the, I guess your roots, you would say, because it sounds
Okay.
like you're pretty musically inclined. You said you know how to play a
Ye-
trumpet.
Yeah. I was very blessed to be born to 2 musicians. So my parents,
Oh, okay.
my mom's a professional vocalist, so she sings in like choral groups, so choirs.
Oh, okay.
And then my dad um, doesn't do music as seriously anymore, but at the time had his own recording studio that he built in his house, and then that's how I met my mom because he recorded her.
Oh,
So they met through music.
yeah.
So it's kind of non-negotiable that so I have a brother too. So my brother and I did music when we were younger because they
Uh-huh.
kind of made us do piano lessons, which we hated
I
when we were
feel
young.
like,
But
yeah.
now that I've taken them, I'm like, okay, no,
Like, thank
it's
God you
probably a
stuck
good
with it. Yeah.
idea. Yep.
Yeah.
And then in middle school, did like the middle school band, and I just picked up a trumpet. I don't know. I was 12, and I was like, oh, this looks fun.
Mhm.
And then stuck with it all the way through high school. Did marching band. Shout out Fountain Valley Royal Regiment. And then all the way through college too. So yeah, a lot of years behind the trumpet, just in marching band and stuff. And then after college, moved, got a job. Kind of honestly, that portion of my life, I kind of lost touch with music a little bit, and then towards like maybe 3 years after college, I fell in love with it again. Started learning trumpet and keys, and then
What was that kind of? 'Cause what you fell off it because you started college. I'm
so
guessing.
I know that was after college. During
Uh,
college, I was doing marching band.
oh, okay, okay.
Just you know how it is in college. You're constantly studying and trying
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I did engineering school, so
I know.
it's
Trust me.
it was yeah, you know.
I know. Sleep was optional at that point. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there were some kids like my roommate would never study and ace every test, but
Oh, there's always that kid.
yeah,
There's always
exactly.
that
I'm
kid.
not that kid. I need I had to work for it, but
Yeah. You said
yeah,
mechanical engineering?
mechanical engineering.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said 3 years after college is when you kind of started getting back into it?
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of after college, moved to a different state, city, and then um, started a job and met people and
Mm-hmm.
was always a fan of music, was always listening to music all the time. And then I would dabble here in Ableton a little bit. And then I kind of had an epiphany when I was stuck in that 9 to 5 grind. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do this my whole life. And I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
well, I have this passion and skill, might as well put it to use. And
Yeah.
like around 2016, 2017 is when I like really went all in and like said, okay, let's just try to put as much energy into this
Yeah.
and then see what happens.
So, but at this point, like, was like house music on your radar, or was it mostly like, hey, I'm gonna try? When you were starting, were you trying to like, I'm gonna start doing hip hop
Yeah, at the time I was listening to like FKJ, this group Brass Tracks. It's a trumpet player and drummer, but they do a lot of hip hop and like neo soul,
yeah.
gospel kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which I still love. Kind of grew up listening to jazz. My dad would always play jazz, so it's
Okay.
like definitely you can hear it in all my music. It's definitely rooted in like
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah,
nice
your whole
luscious
set.
chords and stuff like that. I love love that stuff. I'd say I started making more slower tempo, 70 to 100 BPM, and then
That's all of them. That's
yeah,
low. Kind of
yeah.
compared to like what.
Yeah, more slow, groovy,
Yeah.
R&B, that kind of vibe. And then, yeah, it was my brother actually went to Berlin and came back and showed me like some stuff that he discovered, and I was like, "What is this? I've never heard this before." That's
That's
like kind of
cool.
like more on the techno side,
Yeah, yeah.
but then go down the rabbit hole, kind of discovered like older house. I guess I never really I was sorry, back up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I was big into EDM in college. I'm sure like in around 2011,
Like
2012.
raving and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like
Yeah, yeah.
when Skrillex was coming up and like Porter Robinson.
Yeah, yeah,
That was kind of where I was at then. Yeah, and then kind of got into more like hip hop, neo soul, R&B realm. There's a radio show, Soul Action. You've heard
Oh, yes, I
of
know
them, with
some.
Joe K. Yeah,
Mhm.
great radio show.
Yeah.
Discovered so much music through there, and then actually he plays a lot of house and UKG.
Okay.
I discovered this guy Jared Jackson, who's actually from Corona, not too far away, but
No,
makes
Jared, yeah.
incredible UKG, like super funky,
Mhm.
super vibey stuff. So kind of discovered him, and then it's been kind of a mix. Looking back, I'm like, I definitely listened to it, but then I never really like
Went to yeah.
once I kind of heard some stuff from Europe and kind of tied it with some stuff that I guess I knew, but I didn't really put my whole attention to it. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, and I just started listening to it nonstop over and over, and
Got hypnotic and
got hypnotic,
yeah.
got hypnotized, and I'm still hypnotized to this day.
So that means you didn't open up. Well, you said Ableton, right? Is your
Mhm.
yeah? You didn't open up Ableton until what? What was that year?
Well, I actually started with in high school. I had this software called Reason.
Oh
I don't know
yeah,
if
I
you've
know
ever,
reason.
yeah,
I know
Reason.
reason.
Um, or sorry, no, Reaper. I started with Reaper, and then I moved to Reason.
Okay.
So there's this like free software called Reaper, like way back when, and um, yeah, that's where I learned to like how to use a DAW, and then
Okay. So you were kind of already exposed to a
a
little
little
bit
bit. I knew like a
yeah.
little bit how to use it. What was it? Audacity. It was kind
Yeah.
of another free one that we
Yeah, I
use,
know Audacity, yeah.
every now and then. And then moved to Reason, which was I don't know how I got it. I think my friend had a free copy or something, but I didn't like that you couldn't record in audio. Everything was MIDI based.
Mm-hmm.
So to put in like a vocal stem was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
And there was no VST compatibility either. So then
It was super stripped down. Huh?
it really stripped down, and it was kind of goofy with all like you had to connect all the wires, and it had that like little all the cables or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then eventually moved to Ableton. Everybody else was using Ableton, and then yeah, so that was probably what 2014, 14, 15.
Okay.
Started doing it more as a hobby
Yeah, just for
at
fun.
first, and then yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
now it's like every day.
Hmm. So then, what was the reason you kind of transitioned from that hip hop side over to house? Was it just because you started discovering it, or did you
Yeah,
feel like, oh, this is what I want to do?
I think I started hearing it more too. I so when I moved, I moved to Indiana from college. College was in Pennsylvania, so I went to college at East Coast. Moved to the Midwest for a little while. That's kind of where I had my like sort of hip hop kind of phase was there. I
Was
was
it
still
pretty,
listening to EDM and stuff too, but
was it pretty popular out there, that genre of music, like neo
out
soul?
there not so much. But there was just I think amongst some of my friends it was
Oh,
like
okay. So the inner circle of
yeah
people you surrounded yourself
yeah
with. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Country was definitely the genre out there. But yeah, and I moved to SF, kind of closer to family, and then I was visiting my brother, and we went to a warehouse party, and I think that's probably with the first spark that was like, oh, this is cool.
Uh,
Like,
Once you kind of hear it on the big speakers, you
yeah,
really get to
exact,
feel it, and then you're like,
exactly.
this
Hits
is,
way different.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
100%. Okay. So then when did the DJing part come in? Because yeah, I mean, everyone, if anyone's on your page, like you can see you're pretty active in terms of doing
Yeah,
streams. You do full DJ set recordings. You do events out in LA. Yeah, did the DJing stuff come way later?
it did. So traditionally I've played in bands and like
Yeah.
done like the like looping thing. And then during the pandemic, I had a friend that moved in who was a DJ and had like the whole setup, had two XDJs and a DJM, and
Hmm.
it's like, hey, I could teach you how to do this. I was like, I've been to so many raves, like, how have I never learned?
That is
Just
true.
parties, like,
Yeah.
why do I not know how to do this? I used virtual DJ in college a little bit, but it was with this like kind of like a tractor controller.
Yeah.
You know what that is? Where there's
Yeah.
no jog wheel. It's just like you're pressing
Pressing
buttons.
buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never
Pads.
really knew how to beat match or anything.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then he kind of just gave us a run through of how to use a CDJ and what record box is, and
Hmm.
that was 2022, I think, one.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
fairly recent,
Very recent. Yeah.
just 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And then I got obsessed with that, and then I got obsessed with vinyl. So I was like, okay,
Oh
I
yeah.
gotta learn how to spin
You,
this.
you learn how to mix on vinyl.
So now, yeah, so now that's another thing that we've been.
Would you say like you're comfortable enough with it to do a whole set? Like,
Yeah, I've done a couple already. Yeah, I played. I don't gig too much vinyl. Hopefully, 2026.
yeah.
See more of me playing some spinning some wax. But yeah, I mean it's a super fun art form. And the nice thing is you don't have to worry about anything crashing because there's
That is true.
and
That is
it
true.
wouldn't be like that crazy firmware
Yeah.
update on Halloween that wiped out everybody's USBs. Just put the needle on and it goes
Good to
every
go.
time. Yeah.
How did you? I'm assuming someone taught you to do vinyl, right?
Uh,
Or did you kind of teach yourself?
I kind of taught myself. I have some friends that also spin. They've kind of given me some tips.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was just like, oh, let's learn how to do this. It's cool. I had my ex girlfriend's dad gave me an SL 1200, so super grateful for that. Like literally just
Yeah.
gave it to me. And I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna go get some records and try this. And with the time we had CDJ set up, so I was like, let's try to just mix it into a CDJ,
Okay.
practice
Just like a
that, and
little
then
bit.
once we figured that out, then
You did.
bought another one, and then yeah, that kind of started that whole journey.
How often were you practicing? Because like you're working a full-time job at this point. You're producing at this point, and you're DJing at this point.
Yeah,
Like I feel like something has to kind of give for you to be able to learn the other thing.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's just kind of I don't know an obsession with the music. So if there was a point I guess where usually on Fridays I would have some friends over and we'd be like, hey, let's just
Do a
mess
little
around and
fun.
DJ. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just no pressure. We don't have to like sit down and write a track or anything. We just mess around,
Yeah.
and I think that's where I kind of like started just to learn it.
Are you
Uh,
pretty comfortable? Like when it comes to producing, like would you say like you can knock out tracks pretty quickly?
at this point, yeah. At
Yeah.
this point, it's becoming more formulaic. I think I've I've been taking lessons from Ruse, if you're familiar with it's a house duo from the UK.
Uh-huh.
We do Zoom
Yeah,
lessons.
yeah.
And I traditionally kind of sorry, this is kind of long-winded answer, but
Yeah, no, no.
traditionally kind of started making stuff from scratch. I mean, I always use one-shot samples, but, so I guess I wasn't creating my drums with a synth, but I was using one-shot samples, creating my own loops, that kinda thing. And then I remember they showed me there's a song called Rider, the Ride in My Truck, that
Mhm.
song, if you've heard it. Um, Literally 20 tracks, all loops. I don't think there's a single synth in that whole project. And it kinda opened my eyes of like, "Oh, really, there's no rules." Like,
Yeah.
there's no shame in using loops, and as if it sounds good, it is good. So
Was that kind of like a stigma you had with yourself? Like, "Oh, I gotta be all original, like, I
a
gotta"
little bit, yeah.
you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, I was always kinda like, "No," like and also, like, a lot of the times I'm very picky and I, like, want a specific sound, but,
Mm,
sometimes it's really hard. It's like there's a lot of loops out there, I'm just like, I can't figure out how to get those transients. It sounds like you just put the loop in there and chop it up how you want it.
mhm.
Um, yeah, so I started moving more towards looping recently, and that is a lot faster workflow.
Oh, for sure.
So I could do 3, 4 songs in a day sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, not fully mix and masters, but at
But
least
at
get
least,
the
like
idea arranged, composed, like
yeah.
most of the elements there.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah.
'Cause I think that's one thing, at least, a lot of artists struggle, even sometimes I do, is, like, sometimes I get a little stuck, you know? It takes me a while. I get too hyper fixated on one idea.
Mhm.
Yeah. So was it having them as a mentor, did that kind of kinda give you some, like, agency, like, "Hey, I gotta get this done. I can't be just, fucking around on one single shot or something."
Yeah, that too, and also it's just using loops as a different sound. It sounds a little less robotic.
Mm.
Sometimes a lot of these are analog loops, so like stuff that's from like older records. They were made with drum machines that weren't
Yeah.
necessarily in the box. So there's like some of them just have a different timbre to them,
Yeah.
depending on the pack you have. Um, but yeah, I think kind of what you're saying, getting stuck in the minutia sometimes is
Yeah.
very easy to do.
Yeah.
Um, and I just have to remind myself, I'm like, is this gonna make or break whether someone loves the track? If the EQ band at 1500 hertz is 2
Yeah.
dB louder, it's like maybe not. Maybe let's spend some more time thinking about arrangement or like a new top line element or something like that. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to adopt that mentality of like just make as many ideas as possible, kind of like kind of like process of elimination.
Okay.
Make 10 horrible tracks to get to the one good track.
Yeah.
You'll then spend the time on hit the minutia and like really get it dialed in. So
Mhm.
that's kind of the mentality I've been working for lately. It's been working.
Yeah, and, at least with your at least, your type of genre, you make a lot of, like, that jazz house type vibe of
Mm.
music. One thing I kind of find trouble is, like, a lot of finding, like, good vocal samples, sometimes you can really fall into the trap of finding the ones that everybody uses, through Splice or anything.
Yep.
Are you kind of working with a lot of vocalists now just to kind of keep it more new?
Yeah. I have been working with a few vocalists. Very blessed to be connected to them. Just kind of through the years, through friends of friends and doing
Mhm.
shows with some people. But I also use vocal samples as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a mix of both, but I know what you mean, and it is. I have a excuse me, have had the feedback that having original vocals is definitely kind of sets my music apart.
Yeah,
And it's fun to work with vocalists. I mean, it's a vibe when we're in there, kind of
yeah.
going off ideas. And
Do you do this at home, or do you guys kinda go rent a space out?
we have a studio at home.
Oh, look at that, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we have the setup to get everything we need there. So that's good. So we usually have the vocalist come over and just have a session. And actually, just came from one earlier with a
Oh,
vocalist
shit.
that we just recorded the track. So
They're coming out next year, or
we'll see. I got to finish it first.
okay, okay. Yeah.
Ideally.
How does that dynamic usually work? Do you kind of come up with the lyrics, or do you kinda have the song portion of it, or the 8-bar loop, and then you kinda give the vocalist, "Hey, come up with something based off what this sounds like?"
It's a mix. So I've worked with different people. My friend that I work with today, she writes all of her own music. She produces too and writes all of her
Mhm.
own lyrics and sings. So for me, I'm less comfortable with the lyrics. I can come up with the melodies for vocals, that kind of thing, but with the lyrics that's poetry. That's not my
Mm, yeah.
not my forte. So I usually have a bunch of ideas I had. We're like, hey, here's some ideas. Tell me what you like, and then we'll pick one and just go from there.
Okay. Do
Usually.
you remember the first time you worked with a vocalist? Were you kinda like a
Ooh.
little,
First time ever. At least with house music.
I would say so. Yeah.
Um, hmm, Probably my friend Ryan. Um, Actually, I had a no. My first, I have a track called Bodywork. That
Mhm.
I released in like 2020, I think, and it was my good high school friend Dave. And he just like did like a quick like, let me see that body work. That was it, and I just like pitched his vocals down, chopped it up, and then that was what we used in the track.
That sounds pretty fun,
It was like literally my
honestly.
high school buddy. Like,
Yeah, I was like fucking around.
yeah, it was literally that. It was
Yeah.
not serious at all, but it turned out kind of cool. So
Uh-huh. Okay. And then you mentioned like, yeah, you live in a house of pretty much DJs and
mhm.
producers. This house, did you move into this house after like coming out of state? Was this like you just moved into it?
Yeah, so I moved. Let's see, I moved to SF. I was at
Oh, you were
2018.
in SF.
Yeah, I was in Oakland, but I worked in the
Okay.
city.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I lived in Oakland for 2 years, and then moved to Costa Mesa to be kind of closer to family. That was
Yeah.
during the pandemic, and then in 2023 we moved up to LA.
So I want to ask about these three spots. San Francisco, were you pretty involved with the music scene in terms of like producing with people out there, going to events, playing shows?
Yeah, that was very early. So as I have my friend Nobel that runs his own collective, and he would have different artists come, artists like painters, DJs,
Mm.
musicians, any kind of like digital art. People did like projection mapping and stuff. So it was kind of just an artist collective that
Okay.
ran, and
Okay.
so we got connected through an Ableton meetup, and then
That's
he was
cool.
like, "Hey, you should play one of our like shows," and so it was just
How is the I would say like the house underground community out there? Is it like as big as LA or very like small and niche?
when I lived there, I wasn't as deep as I
I
was
see.
when I was kind of just starting to get into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, I would love to go back and really experience it. I haven't.
Yeah. Do you think like maybe like trying to play shows out there?
That would be amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done one show at the Hawthorne, which is like a club in downtown. That was fun. That was for a friend's birthday. But yeah, it would be super fun to go back
Yeah.
and play some shows up there.
So then after that you moved to Costa Mesa.
hmm
Were you playing gigs anywhere in Orange County or
So my
most?
first, I guess, gig DJing was at Pattern Bar right here in LA.
Oh, I know Pattern Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So I played there like 4 p.m. on a Saturday. And it was like my ex girlfriend and a friend. There was no one there, but my first time
That's always
playing
a
with
start, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
The Q button didn't work in the
Yeah.
CDJs, so I was trying to figure that out. Um, so I'm kind of glad there was no one there to see the train wreck of
Yeah.
my set, but yeah. So I played there. And I've played this place called Brussels in Laguna
Oh
Beach.
yeah, it's that like underground,
Yeah, it's
tiny
underneath.
little
Yeah,
spot.
it's a
Yeah.
bistro during the day, and then at night they like move all the chairs and tables in our
Yeah.
club. So
It's a nice little spot. I like it.
it's super fun. A
Yeah.
really good vibe.
It gets
Played
pretty
there.
packed too. Like
Yeah,
shoulder to shoulder.
yeah,
Like yeah.
yeah. The crowd's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ceiling's low. It's like a super fun vibe. But yeah. So I played there maybe 5 times
Uh-huh.
so far. I started there.
Is that here? Yeah.
Here we go. Hey, what's up?
The devil.
There he
Who it
is.
is. Do you want to come sit down and have a conversation? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man.
Um. So pattern. Yeah. So you said was it a pattern bar that you did it, and then
That was my first gig in LA. So I played Brussels, in Orange County. I've had some other friends.
I think you still played there, right? I think not too long ago
Yeah, I
I saw
played
you
there.
play.
Yeah, yeah, I played
Yeah.
there in September. So I'll still go down there and play every once in a while because I love that spot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then just kind of some other random pop ups here or there, just small things.
Yeah. But
Um,
I think also now I see you playing in LA.
mhm.
What was that um that
There's a
one venue? Very
Yeah, yes. There's a venue. It's called Blind Tiger.
Blind Tigers. Yeah.
That's yeah,
I was gonna
that's
say Tiger Stripes. That's not right. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I was connected to them through my friend Athena, who we had on one of our streams.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and super grateful for them. So we've played there probably 50 times at this point.
Oh wow. Okay, so you're
Yeah.
pretty much like a regular almost
Yeah,
there.
kind of a residency sort of situation, which is amazing.
Mhm.
They got a really cool spot, like you said. It's like kind of the typical warehouse, long, narrow.
Yeah, it's a very narrow warehouse.
Yeah.
It's cool. I
The
think.
sound is good.
Actually, that's what I noticed the first time because we went for CK's birthday that day.
Okay.
Yeah. So now it was my first time ever like checking out like their events. I was like, it sounds great.
Mhm.
You know, my ears aren't like blowing out by the sheer music. Because I thought if it was narrow, it was gonna be very like jarring. But no, it was great. And,
Yeah,
yeah,
and then a lot of the warehouses I noticed too are super echoey, like, these
yeah, it
huge
just
rooms, you just
reverberates
all you
so
hear is
much.
just like it
Yeah,
doesn't even you can't really so I like the
yeah,
fact that it's narrower and the kind of
yeah,
get
and
more direct sound.
the setup is nice too. Like given how narrow it is, I could still go grab a drink and not be like
Yeah,
echoing too much into people.
yeah,
Oh, okay. And when did you start with them?
that's a good question, I'm trying to think. That must have been 20 early 20 or maybe late 23, 24, early 24, so it's only been, like, maybe a year and a half, 2 years with them.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, they've pretty much been putting us on 2, 3 times a month.
Us in terms of you and your
So, yeah, my
brother?
brother my brother too, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
So is your brother like you and your brother duo, or do you kind of have your own aliases that you work under?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we each have our own aliases, and then we have a duo where we do, like, a live looping,
I think I
called
saw
yeah,
recently you guys are doing something, right?
yeah, so we're
Okay.
called Bad Taste, that's what our project's called. Um
How do you does that, actually this is one we should talk about before we move forward. Your names.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Where did Goodie Bags come from?
So Goodie Bags initially was just kind of like I was when I was starting to, like, get some tracks, and I was like, "Okay, I need to figure out a name for myself." Before I
Yeah.
was just my name, like my government name, I was like,
Yeah.
I want more of like I don't want it to be my name. I
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of rather be something else. I had this concept of like, oh, how cool would it be if like you came to my show and you got like a little goodie bag and it was like a theme
Okay.
or something,
Yeah, yeah.
something to like because when you're at a show, it's fun when you meet new people.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, how could you make it more of a community thing? And so that's kind of where the name came from initially. I haven't actually followed through with this concept yet because I'm like, I need a fan base first. um, but yeah, so it kind of just stuck. And just been running with it ever since.
Nice. And then Bad Taste came.
And Bad Taste was kind of iterative. We had like a different name before. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Um, and then I think we were like hanging out with my cousin or something like bowling, and then she said something like, "Why don't you do something Bad Taste?" And I was just like, "Oh, I love that.
That is gonna
I
be.
love that it's yeah." The kind of the irony of it,
Yeah, yeah.
the non-seriousness about it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it's fun. Um, yeah, so then we're like, okay, let's go with that.
It's always cool. Yeah, I was always wondering. I mean, because Goodie Bags, in my opinion, is a great name. I like that.
Thank
It stuck out very well. Because I remember when I first saw you, your name stuck out. I was like, oh, who's this? So then I started looking at your stuff. It's like, okay, the name matches the vibe.
Okay, that's good. That's
Yeah.
I'm glad it
So it
does.
was fun. Yeah, it was inviting. So back to your DJing in LA. Yeah, how was that? Because like I feel like a lot of people want to be at that position, being routinely playing in LA in a warehouse. Um, yeah, how was your first experience playing with the
With
Tiger?
my Tiger.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, I feel like their situation is a bit different from other promoters, is they go 7 days a week.
Sorry, what do you mean?
7 yeah. So they're going 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Whoa.
every day. And
Damn.
so they usually start like when they all it's at the time they would announce lineups, but now they're completely secret lineups.
Okay.
And so
So
their
you
whole
never know
goal
what you're gonna get when you walk in, technically.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And so they've built a brand around their sound. So if you know Blind Tiger, you kind of know what you're getting.
Yeah, yeah.
In a way, I
No
think
way.
now they have very strict rules. So if you're an opening set, you can't go past 127 BPM. And then if
Yeah.
you're in the middle, you're for like 127, 130. And then at the
Mhm.
end, you can maybe go to 131. But
Yeah.
they're very strict on their BPMs because they have a very specific sound that they're going for, which I respect.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think when I first started playing there was probably on like a Wednesday or Tuesday or something.
So is there
Open.
methodology like you kind of pay your dues and then you can kind of
I
get the
think
more
so.
premium spots kind
I
of
think it's also a way for the promoter to kind of test you and like and
see.
validate like,
Mhm.
okay, is this guy really
Yeah. Really like committed
yeah.
to the art and the
We've
passion, yeah.
yeah, we've done a lot of opening sets there, which I love opening sets because you
Okay.
have so much more freedom. Whereas I
Yeah.
feel like if you're coming on after someone and they're setting a certain vibe, you kind of have to fit that vibe at least for a little bit before you
Yeah, yeah.
but at that point the audience is already in kind of usually in that mode.
Mhm.
Um
You can't just like
and expecting it. So yeah, if you switch it up too much, you could lose people, but Yeah, I mean, it's not a rule, you know. Sometimes they need to switch up if that's what's needed at the time. But
Hmm.
I just love you could kind of set the tone of the night being the opening bit.
Yeah, yeah,
So I usually even a Blind Tiger at 11 p.m. There's no one there. Usually people come in around 11:30 to
yeah,
midnight. That's typically so when it's just me and the bartenders, I'll play like super deep stuff, like the stuff that I like
yeah, yeah.
playing 120 BPM,
Uh huh.
which is like they're usually known for more tech housey, minimal, kind of rolly bass stuff.
Yeah.
But it's fun to play that kind of stuff there.
Hmm.
Yeah. So super grateful for them. Shout out Blind Tiger. You guys are awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were with them for, you said, like a year and a half, 2 years at this point.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So were you going like playing every once a week or like every chance you got?
It was like, yeah, pretty much I've never turned down when they've asked me. I've always, unless I'm not there, if I'm out of town or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of sporadic. It was like sometimes I play back to back nights, and then it would be 2-3 weeks till I have another. So it wasn't like consistently, but on
Yeah, yeah.
average, I'd say like 2-3 times a month.
So at least right now, do you have when do you usually play? Is it usually on weekends now, or are you still kind of playing on the weekdays?
I'll do weekends here and there. Sometimes it's last minute.
Mm.
So they hit me up the day of, hey, can you play tonight? I'm like, okay. So like that
Oh,
happened, I think on Sunday. Or sorry, it was Monday actually, Monday night. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So open the spot, yeah, super fun.
um, you can't promote it, right? So like I wouldn't know you're playing that night, unless, or can you say like, oh, I'm playing
Yeah,
tonight?
I usually throw it up on my story.
Okay, okay.
And then it's during the weekdays they have unlimited guest lists. So I'm like, hey, just send me your name, I'll put you on guest list.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
yeah. Do you so do you kind of can't really test your music, huh? If you're playing with them, because you're more like deeper type vibe. Have you ever tried playing your tracks?
I have some tracks that I've made with a friend. He goes by Kave. He's more kind of Miami minimal tech
Hmm.
vibe, like club space sort of sound.
Yeah.
So our track, we have a EP together that we're hopefully going to get out next year. Trying to get it signed currently, but that's more, I would say, like minimal tech, kind of Latin influenced.
Okay,
It's a
so it
little
kind of
more,
fits the vibe.
little more drivey
Yeah.
than my normal stuff. But that's why I love doing opening slots there because I'll play a lot of my deep house stuff.
Mm.
And I had a couple sets there, like 2 sets ago, and people were really digging it, which I was surprised because I
I
feel
was,
like the crowd there is kind of more end of the night. But
yeah.
the opening set, you kind of get the freshies, and
Yeah, they're
they're
just
not
starting to get there.
yeah,
Yeah.
having too many party favors at that point. So yeah, you ease them
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Actually, I feel like it's always a good feeling whenever you get to play one of your tracks and people are like actually responding well to
yeah,
them.
it's an incredible feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's and also too, like a lot of the times if there's no one there, if there's a track I'm working on, I'll just put it on and
Just
just walk out of the DJ booth and just listen to it on that system and
yeah.
take notes because
That makes actually a very big
it's
difference.
so revealing,
Mhm.
especially for the low end, like how your kick and your bass are
Yep.
relating to each other. You just don't hear like sometimes even on headphones unless you feel that sub,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, okay. And then
Yeah.
especially mixing into other tracks on a system like that, you could it's so
It's night or day.
yeah.
Yeah, it's night or day. I remember playing some of my like techno tracks, and I was like, I need to completely redo the low end because, like you said, you got to feel it. You don't see how bad it is until you're like actually in front of a big system.
Mhm.
Because I think what it does, I always say, like putting it on a big system amplifies all the mistakes.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really get to see how it's performing compared to other things.
Yep.
Yeah, but what do you say on your mixing and mastering side? Do you have someone else do that for you, or do you kind of do that on your own?
I was having it for like a lot of my more like a lot of my, I guess, my bigger releases, or what I consider like my more important releases. I would have someone else
Yeah, because it's a
master
whole
them.
science behind it. Honestly,
Yeah.
like I'm trying to get into it, but it's like it's almost like as much effort as putting into producing.
Yeah, I mean it's a whole career path in itself, just
Yeah,
mastering. That's the whole thing.
yeah.
But there's a lot of new tools now. Isotope has like an AI mastering tool.
Have you used it?
I do. I use it to get it close. It doesn't really get it to where I want it, but it'll get me like 70% of the way there.
Okay, and then you kind of
And then I
go
go and yeah,
in.
it creates like a chain within the plugin.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
has like all their different
Is it?
kind of.
I don't know how it operates. Does it do it like based off like say you put in a reference track and it's like okay, this type of
I wish it did. That would be a good
mixer?
idea. They should
Yeah.
implement that. It's just you pick your genre. So they have like it'll detect a genre and then it'll just take its best guess at like
Hmm.
mastering it for
Does it
you.
pick up or detect pretty accurately in
I
terms
mean, it knows it's EDM, yeah. It just
Okay.
I mean, it's like rock,
Yeah.
EDM, reggae. It's like it's
It's
not
like
like
generic stuff.
this is,
Yeah.
minimal side trance. Like, it's not gonna get that granular
Yeah,
outright.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um, yeah, so it's all my recent EP, my recent 3 singles. I was gonna make an EP, but decided to do singles, but there are 3 kind of disco tracks. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with another ANOTR. So it's kind of more along that sound.
Yeah.
And those tracks I mastered myself. Well, with the help of Chat GTP. I can't talk today. You know what I'm saying? The one everybody uses.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend that basically is prompted like, "Hey, here's a reference track," and that's actually what I used the reference track for. It was like, "Here's
Mm.
a reference track. Rank my pre-master 1 to 10, and tell me where I can improve."
Oh.
And so I was like, "Oh, I'll give this a shot," and it helped. So it was a super iterative process for me mastering. I have probably 20 versions of each track, that just
Mm.
going through and testing, listening on different systems in the car and headphones in a
Yeah.
club, and this, oh,
Yeah.
this needs to come down. Oh, that needs to come up. Oh, we need to rethink this. And oh, those perks aren't lining up and gotta, so there's so many different versions. But yeah, I did that one completely myself from the bottom up. So
Yeah.
I'm
So
getting more comfortable with it now.
okay. So at least when it comes to you have a dedicated mastering engineer now. Makes
Not really.
yeah.
So Ruse, who I take lessons from, also offer mastering services. So
Mm.
I might take them up on that. Traditionally, a lot of the songs I've had mastered have them in house, or dance music, really like club focused music,
Mm.
which I feel like you kind of need someone in that space to know how to master for a big system. It's different than just putting out, like a
Or
pop
Spotify.
song or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So um, yeah, I might try that in the future. A lot of the times I've released on some labels as well. And so usually they like to do their own mastering. They're very specific
Oh.
about, like, if they have a VA or something, they want all the tracks to sound similar.
Hmm.
So they just ask for pre-master -6 dB and then they take care of it from there.
Oh, that's nice actually then. Yeah, it kind of takes a
Depending on,
load off. Yeah.
sometimes I'll send them a master and they'll use it, but
Yeah. Do you kind of have a ballpark range of how many labels you've released on at this point?
let's see. It's been, well, house labels. It's gonna be 4 in this upcoming January. I've released on it's called Letters to Nina. It's Paul Rudder and Hurley. They're 2
Mhm.
Italian DJs. It's their label. So I have 2 tracks coming out with them in January. And I've released with this label called Yostro, and their sub label. And then Svoboda, if I'm saying that right. It's Legit Trip. He's another um kind of deep house DJ. And then this UK label called Pogo House, I have a
Mhm.
release with them as well. So those are the house labels, and then Chillhop and Stereofox have been the other 2 labels, the
Yeah.
non-house ones. Yeah.
Hmm. And then is it usually like you're having to just send out your tracks to like a bunch of different labels and then hopefully one picks it up? Or are you very
Yeah,
intentional with like who you send it to?
it's kind of a mix. I usually try to ask some friends like,
Okay.
"Hey, which labels do you think would like this?"
Mm.
Then I'll usually go off their advice, and then I usually kind of just take the shotgun approach because you never know.
Yeah.
Sometimes labels that are releasing a certain type of music, because it's usually like a year process from you submit to a label to when we
Yeah.
release it.
Yeah.
So by the time they release it, they might already be changing their direction, going to a completely different sound by the
That is
time you
true.
submit to them. So whatever they're releasing tomorrow, they probably had 9 months ago ready to go.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it's better just to submit, to as many as you can.
Hmm. Do you have a lot of tracks kind of like you're sitting on right now?
I'm sitting on, yeah, probably like 30 or so. So
But plan to release.
planned release, yes.
Okay.
So I'm kind of have this rule where I'll send out a track to a bunch of different labels. If I don't hear back in 60 days, then I'll just self-release it. So
Okay.
my goal for 2026 is to come out with a track every month. So hopefully we'll have 12.
How do you feel like
Yeah.
how is your confidence with that? Do you feel like, oh yeah, I can do that, no problem?
I'm feeling a lot more confident just because I have 12 already. I have more than 12 that
Yeah,
are that are ready to go.
yeah.
So, and I just started my own label too, Goodie Bags Records, that I've been
Oh, fun.
self-releasing on.
Yeah.
So luckily I have that to fall back on
Yeah, yeah.
as my like my self-release platform. So
Yeah. And then there's always one topic I talk about artists is like the idea of like social media presence. I would just say you're pretty active, honestly. Like you're doing pretty well in terms of like keeping you know.
Thank you. I feel like it
Mm.
kind of ebbs and flows. Recently, I feel like I could be on there more, but um, I've just been seeing all these stories of artists popping off. They're like, I've been posting this song for 6 months straight, was getting no views, and one day it like went super viral and changed my life, and now I'm touring. So I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, there's obviously something to this. It's been working. I've seen it, happen for different artists. So I've
Yeah.
just been kind of like, all right, it's a numbers game. It's a just content every day game. You guys know,
Yeah.
doing this.
Oh,
It's
trust me.
just it's
It's a grind.
every day you got that song coming out. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just try to just let everybody know, hey, this is what I'm up to. Here's my music. Even if it's something I just started that day, I'll just throw it up on my story, or I'll make a quick TikTok and just throw it up, and
Mhm.
might
You
get 200
managing all this
views, but
yourself?
huh?
You managing it all yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to, at least with TikTok, the vibe is kind of like, don't put in that much time. Like, just treat it like an
Something real
Instagram
quick and
story.
then
Yeah,
yeah, let's
exactly. You
go.
just take a quick clip and then just throw it up, and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, okay, because we were talking at the very beginning of it. You also have a stream,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
When is that?
So we don't have it consistent, and we were doing it every other week for a while. It's called Tasty Treats. So
I
we
just love these
feature.
names. You know, I just love these names. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully also to be a record label at some point. Right now we're Tasty Treats Records that's our handle, but
Yeah.
as of right now we don't have any releases lined up. We just do the streams, but
Hmm.
um we had this girl, Danny G Loves You, on 3 weeks ago. She works with this collective Inland Groove. They do like a warehouse parties out in San Bernardino and kind of the Inland Empire area.
Is
Um,
it's a collective or?
yeah, it's a collective
Uh huh.
promoter, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's involved with them, and she's also been posting a lot. And I saw one of her sets and was like, wow, she's great. She's playing amazing music. So yeah, decided to have her on, and she crushed it. And so usually our formats is we feature a DJ for an hour, and then we'll go back to back with the DJ for an hour, and then we'll have open decks. So if anybody wants to come over to our studio, they can just bring their USB and then be featured on a stream too.
That's
So
actually a very cool concept. Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, we're really trying to kind of. I mean, there's so many good producers and DJs. We're really trying to more lean on producers. We'll still have DJs on, but really trying to get people on that make their own music. Just because we
Hmm.
think that there's so many good people that just don't. Might have like 200 followers. And we're just like,
Yeah.
how? Like, your music is so good. So having a platform where they can, you know, release on our YouTube channel, and then they have all that content, a whole hours of the content that they can use to post.
Yeah.
So we just send them the raw file, and then they could do that, and it's been fun. It's built a community. We did a takeover at Kiss Kiss Bang Bang right down the street
I
here.
know that. Yeah. I
Yeah,
know that
so we
place.
did that like 2 summers ago. Where we had a bunch of our former guests on to do a show, so that was super fun.
I was like a little thank you.
Yeah, kind of like a little thank you reunion
Yeah.
kind of show. So that was super fun for like our 1 year thing. But yeah, we kind of fell off for a little bit. We were traveling in the summer, didn't do it for a couple months, but now we're picking it back up.
Yeah.
So
You were in Amsterdam, no?
was in Amsterdam. Yeah, for AD,
How's that?
super fun,
First time?
exhausting but fun. This is my second one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went last year too. But this year I knew a lot more people.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people from New York that I met through this academy that these Ruse guys put together. So it was a lot more fun this year, kind of meeting people there last year and then coming back.
And meeting them again and
Yeah,
connecting.
meeting them again, meeting new people.
It looks like you were on the go, dude. It was like,
It's yeah, you got to plan when you're gonna sleep. There's
oh yeah.
so many shows. I think there's like 2,500 events in 5 days. It's impossible to go, literally impossible to go to everything. But it's every artist on the earth is there for that week. It seems like.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that don't come to the U.S. A lot of labels that don't have too many shows in the U.S. or any
Yeah.
shows in the U.S. are doing stuff there, and the venues there are just so cool. I went to a party on a moving train.
That's actually very
We took a
cool.
train. It was like all the way to Belgium, and then they stopped and then turned around. It was like a 5 hour. Each train car was a different stage.
Yeah. Oh,
Super unique.
really?
Yeah, I've never been anything like that before. Yeah, and then there's
Is it all kind of genres or does it
all genres.
all
Yeah.
genres? So you can find whatever you want out there.
Mostly in the electronic music realm, but
Oh, okay.
they like a little bit of hip hop, some other stuff. Chillhop was there too.
Cool. Did they have their own stage and everything?
Um,
Or like their own event?
no, I I don't know if they had an event. I think they were doing because there's a lot of industry events too. I think they were doing
Yeah,
some of those
there's
together. So I'm not
networking events and stuff
100%
like that.
sure. Yeah. I just knew that some of the guys were there, but yeah, there's this label PIV. I don't know if PIV. It's a Dutch label.
Uh-huh.
They kind of like more old school, kind of influenced house. A lot of deep house too, which I really
Mhm.
like. And they had 4 shows that I went to, pretty much all of them, because I'm obsessed with their sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, the DJ Prunk, Prunk.
Mhm.
He's the founder, and they've finally started doing. They've done a couple shows in the U.S., but they're, I mean, not nearly as popular here yet. Hopefully they get more popular here. But
Mhm.
they're like, yeah, their parties are great. So that was the train party, was one of theirs.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's cool. Do you go with your brother?
yeah, one of my brother met some friends out there. Also record shopping there is great. This is a place called Killicuts. Shout out Killicuts in Amsterdam. Great selection. And then during the that week there, they had some uh kind of unannounced lineup shows in their basement of their shop. So
Oh.
when I went there the first time, they had Dennis Quinn and Benny Rodriguez play in this basement, which is pretty cool. And they were supposedly Seth Troxler was gonna make a stop by, but he had a book signing or something. But yeah, the owner's really well connected, so they have
Yeah.
like Louis Vega was in there
Yeah. Oh,
for
shit.
yeah, it was crazy.
Damn.
So if you're in there at the right time, it could be amazing because you're
Yeah.
there in a room with like 15 other people. There's a legend,
Just right there.
right there.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I think 80 is special in that way, where it's just kind of like you'll walk down the street. I went to there was a tattoo parlor. There was a pop up where you pretty much it's kind of word of mouth. Like they don't really post too much, or you just
Yeah.
literally walk by and you're like, "What's that?" And it's like, "Oh, there's
Damn. It's almost like,
Josh Baker
Disneyland
playing at
for
barbershop."
yeah.
It's like,
Damn.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, how does that make you feel? Does that make you feel like, dude, I'd want to come out here and take my music here, or do you feel like you're pretty like fulfilled in the LA scene?
Um, I was debating. I mean, at some point in my life, I think I'd like to live in Europe and just really soak up that culture.
Yeah.
But I think I'm more passionate about bringing that sound or creating a sound in LA that's like has a very LA identity.
Okay.
Because the dance music and the underground scene here is it's really good right now. It's
Hmm.
thriving. A lot of the artists that I saw in Amsterdam, like a week later, were playing shows here. I was really
Oh wow.
surprised. Yeah. So the LA scene's really, really, really good. So,
Hmm.
I think I would love to be part of, you know, that culture, the movement,
Yeah.
the LA
Yeah.
movement. I
Build
think
a name
that's
here.
yeah. I mean, being from Southern California,
Yeah, it's your roots.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think it hits me a little bit different than trying to build something somewhere else. But
Yeah.
um, well, not to say that I couldn't change my mind in the future, but I think um, LA just has so much to offer. I mean, there's just so many talented people here, so many cool events happening
Yeah.
here. So
I think what it sounds like Europe has so much. It's just so much more popular, huh? It's just everybody does it.
I
I mean,
think it's historically it's a lot
yeah,
more popular, and I would say certain genres definitely, depending on the country. Like
yeah,
Berlin's techno, right? Like
yeah,
you hear the cabs there.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and then Amsterdam's a little more house, but same with like London. But LA is, I mean, they're closing down Hollywood Boulevard, so
That's
Motrip's gonna play a
true.
show,
That's
and
true. Yeah.
Michael Beebe did a show there.
Mm.
So I think that, like I said, I think it's maybe historically LA has been more of a maybe hip hop or
Yeah.
kind of just a pop. People know it for Rihanna and
Yeah.
Justin Bieber or whatever. But I mean, house is and just electronic music in general is kind of taking over right now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah. So like we're almost done with this session, but I do want to talk kind of like what I'm curious to know what like your ambitions are. Like, what is that vision that you're working towards? What would be the ideal vision? Obviously, like, is it going playing the big major festivals, or do you want to kind of start up your own label and your own events and kind of go in that direction?
I think it's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive, but
Hmm.
yeah, for me, it's really kind of honing in on my sound. I feel like I'm getting there. And yeah, I'm building a community around my music and the different things that I'm involved in. I think that to me hits home. I mean, versus someone's like, "Oh my gosh, I just listened to your song like 3 times back to back in the car. I love that." Like those little moments
Yeah.
stick with me.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it would be amazing to play like a Skyline set
Oh,
something
for sure.
or like, a big festival. I would love
Yeah.
to do that. But I think the stuff that really resonates with me is like the community aspect, especially
Mm,
when it's more underground. For me, like I'm still starting out. At least it feels that way, even though I've been doing this for a while.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think the dream always kind of changes.
Yeah, yeah, it's
But I
a
think
you adapt.
at the end of the day, if I can influence as many people as I can, positively with my music,
Yeah.
I could die happy.
So, are you gonna be starting the biweekly sessions, open decks?
I'm hoping, yeah. So yeah, 2026. We'll be doing more streams. I'm also looking at potentially doing an reoccurring event. Still
Mm,
kind of don't really have too many details on that yet.
okay. Like your own
But
event that you
yeah,
yeah, okay.
I really like the deep house scene, like the really kind of slow vibey stuff, and
Yeah.
I just don't see too much of that here. There's a lot of tech house,
A lot of tech,
a lot of techno, a lot of other genres, but
very high
I think
BPM
it'd be
stuff.
fun to start an event. Yeah, kind of more
Kinda more like
like
slow it down a little bit,
yeah, more
chill.
vibey, loungy
Yeah,
kind of vibe. So
yeah,
we'll see.
yeah.
Uh,
I think my back would appreciate that, honestly. That's nice, dude. And then, like, I feel your brother's very involved as well. It sounds
Yeah, so we're like I guess co-founders in a way of our
yeah.
stream.
And
So
then you have other people too that you're working closely with?
yeah, I have some other friends, producer friends that I've collabed with on projects. Like I
Mhm.
said, we talked about earlier, a vocalist that we've worked
Yeah,
with.
yeah,
And
yeah.
in terms of the streams and the events, it's pretty much my brother and I for the time
Okay.
being.
So, like, yeah, I guess moving next year, you have a couple releases coming out. Not
Couple in January. That's the only plan right now. At
like, are
the
they
moment, I'm just
you did already announce them, or is it still under the wraps?
it's we don't have a date yet, but they will
Okay.
be sometime in January. I'm waiting. It's up to the label to do all that. So
Okay.
once I hear a date from them, then I'll
Okay. So we'll be able to
blast
make
it
it
on
announcement.
my
Cool.
Instagram. So yeah.
And then as of now, people can, if they want to see you play, they can see you at Blind Tiger.
Yeah, or just follow me on Instagram or TikTok. I announce all my shows on there.
Okay.
So I might have a couple other ones coming up that aren't Blind Tiger, but yeah, I mean, definitely catch me a Blind Tiger.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I mean, like, is there any other things you'd like to just, say, cover, shout outs,
Oh,
whatever you want? This is
yeah,
all
we
you.
covered a lot of bases.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a good spot to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to appreciate you for
Of
having me
course.
on here.
Yeah.
Have
It's a great
really,
conversation.
no, this was super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
I could talk 4 more hours about music.
For first podcast too. Yeah.
Yep, there, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You did pretty well,
man,
man.
sure. Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, no, I definitely will be like I always tell every guest, I would want to bring them back within the year so we can talk about like, hey, where you at now? What you
Yeah,
doing?
we
So
can
it'll be
do a play by play. Go back,
yeah,
look at this podcast, and be like,
exactly. It's like, all right, so how did you follow through or what?
that's good. I need some accountability. So
There you go, man. Yeah, well, definitely like probably your brother and just any other friends you have. I definitely want to hear like their stories too.
Yeah,
It'd be great to
yeah.
hear. Yeah, well, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course.